my little party animals. Hiphiprenee here today with a brand new speed build for you, and today we are building an apartment for Isla. Now, if you don't know who Isla is the older sister in my Birthstone Legacy challenge. She is not our heir because in the Birthstone Legacy challenge, the heir is the youngest sibling. So my younger son in the LP is going to be the person that we are continuing the LP with, and then his older sister is going to need somewhere to move to because I can't handle this many Sims anymore. It's getting ridiculous. It's getting absolutely absurd. So I thought it would be cute to create a nice little apartment for her in San Myshuno. Now, Isla is not going to get the chance to go to college because you do have to follow your Sims to university, and I just don't have the time or the wherewithal to be worrying about getting Isla through college while also trying to deal with, all the other Sims that are in the family and everything like that. So we don't have time for it. She's just going to move into an apartment and we can pretend that she's going to college or what have you. I'm not quite sure what kind of job I'm going to stick her in yet, but I am going to, get her set up for a nice little life. And I was kind of thinking, since her mom does make so much money with all of her archaeology things, that they are going to pay for her to move into the apartment. So I wasn't really super concerned here with making sure that this apartment was very affordable for somebody starting out. I kind of figured that, her parents would, help her along, at least get her set up in the apartment, give her some decor and things like that. So there is a lot of decor in here. There's a lot of clutter in here, and it's very, very cute. It's a really nice, just moving out into your first apartment. This apartment would have been bomb if I was able to get an apartment that looked like this when I moved out. That would have been amazing. But of course, I couldn't afford that because I was paying for it on my own. So I started out in here with a brand new layout for this apartment. I believe this is one of the Culpepper apartments, but I am not 100% sure. It is the one that has the balcony on the exterior. So if anybody can remember exactly what the name of this apartment is, please leave it in the comments down below because I honestly cannot think of it. But I think it is a pretty darn cute apartment. The theme for Season 2 of the Birthstone Legacy Challenge is basically amethyst because, again, it is all about birthstones. So I kind of wanted to go with as much purple as possible. Now, I do know that amethyst is, typically a darker, more stark kind of purple. That's not really what I wanted to do in here. I wanted to go with a little bit more light, a little bit more pastel-y, so that's what I went with. But we do have a lot of purple influence in this apartment. This kitchen, I think, is my favorite area in the entire apartment. I saw somebody on Reddit do this the other day. I'm not sure who it was, but they used, these laundry day shelving units and kind of created a little floor unit almost. And I thought that was just the coolest and cleverest idea. So I definitely stole that idea from somebody on Reddit. I think it looks super cute and it took up that space that I needed to have covered just absolutely perfectly. I could not have asked for a better situation there. And then, of course, in the center, we do have a little, kind of dining room table. I was almost kind of thinking this is one of those tables that has the cutting board top, so you can use it as an island or a table. And then, of course, only 2 chairs because there are 2 people that are going to be living in this apartment. I figured it made sense to not have Isla be out on her own. She's grown up with both of her parents in her house as well as her younger brother, so she is kind of used to having other people around. So the second room in here is for a roommate, and I actually, when we get there, you'll see that I didn't actually decorate it. Yeah, those are words, Renee. I didn't actually decorate it. I just kind of put in the bare essentials for somebody having a bedroom. And then I put a bunch of boxes in. So it's almost kind of like the roommate is working on moving in, but hasn't quite gotten all of her things in there yet. She hasn't really unpacked or anything like that. I thought that was a fun idea that, this person is getting to move into this really nicely furnished apartment that she really has nothing to do with. All of this is Isla's stuff, and she just needs somebody to take up that extra bedroom. So over here in the living room, of course, this is a continuation of the kitchen. There's just a little half wall that kind of separates these two. And I decided to go with a lot of the university items because, I mean, they're amazing. So that's one reason. But I also think that the colors really worked well with this, like that pink couch. We just don't have that color pink in like any of the other couches, and the ones that we do have pink swatches of are very fancy couches and not something that I would assume a young adult would have in their first apartment. So I did go again with a lot of that university furniture. Of course, the Island Living cabinets I think fit absolutely perfect with all of the university stuff. The color of the swatches are very, very similar. I know we complain a lot because a lot of the wood tones that we get from pack to pack don't really match very well with each other. So it's really hard to, you know, kind of put things together so that they all match. And I know a lot of the times, you know, even in my own house, none of my woods actually match, but that's just something that I really like and something that I would prefer. I would really like it if from room to room in my house, everything that was wood was the same tone of wood. It'll happen someday. I don't know when I have money, it'll happen. I will be matching all of my furniture together, but I figured, you know, since Isla's parents went out and bought her most of these things, that, you know, they would probably try and get things that match as best as possible. So that's what I was going for there. And I actually used shelving. I never used shelving. I don't know what it is because I love the idea of shelves on the wall. I have shelves on some of my walls. I just never use them in The Sims. I don't know if it's because I don't like the shelving options or if they're all weird sizes, or I don't know what it is, but I very rarely use them. So I did end up sticking those out there or in the living room as well. And then out here on the porch, we have a nice little art area. I figured that was nice maybe for her roommate. Isla's not super creative. She's not really into any artsy-fartsy kind of stuff, but I thought it was a nice little addition, especially to get them some skill building items because there's not really too many in here. There are 2 laptops. I believe I did put in 2 laptops, and there's some bookshelves and things like that, but you know, there wasn't any, like I didn't have space for like a chess table or any sort of workout equipment or anything like that. So I figured the easel was probably a good way to get some skill building items in here. And then of course we are now moving into the roommate's bedroom. So there is just a very simple bed in here. It's, you know, it's just a single bed. There is a little side table, and then there is a, you know, a dorm room style kind of dresser, I guess. And then all of her things that she is moving into the apartment are just kind of thrown into her room for right now. So she hasn't fully moved in yet. When I do actually move Isla into this apartment, I think my plan is to find a roommate and to actually kind of make that room look, you know, at least semi-decent. So that way her poor roommate isn't just like, hey, this is my room full of boxes all the time. Because you don't really want to live out of boxes for too long when you're moving. So then we are finally heading into Isla's bedroom over here. And this one, I had a tough time with this. We don't have a lot of light purple swatches on items. We have plenty of wall swatches that are light purple, and we have plenty of purple swatches, but all the purple swatches, as you're seeing on the bottom of the screen, are like really bright, like dark purples, and it just didn't work with what I was trying to go for. So I did have to kind of fiddle around a little bit, add in a few extra colors. We do have some light blues, we have some pinks. I figured all of those colors worked really, really well together, so that's what I went with. And her room itself, you know, I kind of almost picture Isla as someone who likes things to be a little wacky, a little crazy. She likes really bright colors, but where her parents were buying all of her furniture, I think they kind of convinced her, you know, maybe you should tone it down a little bit. If you have people over, you don't want them going blind looking at your crazy walls, your crazy furniture. And that's just not really my style as a builder either. So, you know, it is what it is. I did end up putting the Myshuno couch in there, so I thought that added a little bit of fun and funkiness into the room. And then just tried to match everything as best as possible to that bed that I use. I never use this bed. I'm going to be entirely honest and say that I had no idea that we had a purple swatch in this bed, because I don't think that I've ever really used it. And if I do use this bed, I feel like there's a green swatch, and that's the color that I use. I was shocked. I was absolutely shocked to find out that there was a purple swatch on that bed. So, you know, you'll learn something new every day, I guess. So we are heading into the screenshots now. I do want to let you guys know that the Birthstone Legacy Challenge is going to be coming back to my channel this Saturday. So that is December 7th. So you will be able to see the beginning of season 2 then. I am going to link the playlist to the entire first season at the end of this video, so you guys can check that out, get all caught up, get ready for season 2 to start. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up down below. I would super appreciate it. If you're new here, or you're not new here but you're not subscribed yet, make sure you hit that subscribe button and hit that little bell so you get notifications every single time I post a new video. Thank you guys so much for joining me today, and I'll see you next time. Bye!